Now, I have to say, I hesitate to do this segment because at this point, people say, oh, punching down, and it feels like I'm actually doing that as we talk about this guy. There's this guy, Nick Shirley, who you guys might remember because he caused all of the problems in Minnesota by doing this totally bullshit fake report on Somali fraud in Minnesota and blowing it up, and it went viral, and idiots like J.D. Vance and many other freaks on the right spread it far and wide, and then that led to Trump sending in his secret police and Gestapo ICE thugs into Minnesota, and of course they were cracking skulls left and right and rounding people up and not abiding by the Constitution, not abiding by due process, not having the proper warrants, and they were just causing all this problem. Of course, 2 people are dead now because of what Nick Shirley did, because of what he started. Meanwhile, fact checkers had a motherfucking field day with the thing he released because there were so many lies and half-truths and twisted facts in there. And but this guy thinks he's hot shit. He thinks he's hot shit when in reality, like, I think he's actually special needs. Like, he's not all there. And what does it say about the Republican Party and MAGA? That they're like superstar so-called journalist, it like can barely get through a sentence without humiliating himself. So there was, of course, that moment he spoke to Andrew Callahan, and Andrew Callahan said, like, well, who in your opinion is the most benevolent billionaire and why? And he says, what do you mean by the word benevolent? This is supposed to be like a grown man. This is supposed to be a journalist doing a serious job. Doesn't even know the word benevolent? And then, by the way, his answer to that question was perhaps even worse. He said, oh, Donald Trump. Here's a Kyle rule for you. You can't describe yourself as benevolent if you've started wars before. You can't be described as benevolent if you're kidnapping sovereign leaders, if you're increasing the drone war over 400%, if you have literal blood on your hands, if you're building concentration camps. We can't say you're benevolent, right? Well, anyway, Nick Shirley decided I'm going to continue to raise hell and do fake news and fuck with the left and create, a Nazi panic and lead to more ICE thugs murdering people. And so he decided to go to California and do like a similar, I'm doing a fraud investigation in California, did this whole spiel, right? And then we get this. Take a look at this, guys. Breaking. Nick Shirley has exposed that a dog was registered to vote in California. Unbelievable. And now Nick Shirley is going around basically like doing the functional equivalent of an end zone dance, where he's actually, I got him, bro. I got the stupid liberals. I got the stupid California lefties. There's dogs registered to vote. What a fraudulent system they live under. Gavin Newsom has destroyed California. He's going around acting like he's hot shit now, except here's the problem. Ready? Here's what the right wing is celebrating tonight. Person registered their dog to vote. The ballot was rejected. The person was charged. Oh, and they were registered Republican. And this was all covered by the press long before Nick even went to California. Now, this came out, and Nick still, and this is what I mean when I say special needs. This comes out, and he still, like, weirdly doubles down, and he's like, so I guess the Democrats are defending the idea of dogs voting. No, you jackweasel. What they're saying is, there's no problem here. There's no problem here. First of all, there's gonna be like weirdo, mentally ill people in any society. And sometimes they do weirdo, mentally ill things like, hey, I just signed up my dog to vote. But here's the thing, bro. No fucking dog is actually going to vote. Nobody's actually going to vote. The problem was literally caught right away. The ballot was rejected. The person was charged with crimes, and they were a registered Republican. And he hid all of that because it blows up his fucking narrative. So at the same time, he's trying to build up some totally bogus bullshit against California. What is he not telling you? And this is the part that's dishonest about him. Even though I know he's a low IQ, even though I know he could probably barely fucking tie his shoes, this is what he's hiding from you. New reports show Florida gave a $92 million contract to a single porta potty company involved with alligator Alcatraz. Yet the state has yet to produce a single audits required by law, about all this emergency spending. So understand something. When you talk about putting, a couple porta potties at Alligator Alcatraz, right? When you talk about that, how much are you actually, what does it actually cost? I don't know, maybe anywhere between $2,000 and $4,000, maybe. Like, that's what it would cost. $2,000, $4,000, right? Then, even to have the continued maintenance for those porta potties, maybe you're talking over this extended period of time, maybe you're talking like $100,000 range. It's a $92 million contract. $92 million contract where Florida taxpayers are paying nobody knows all the details of this company, and they're doing something which at most would cost like $100,000. Where's all that fucking money going? Where's all that fucking money going? This is fraud. This is fraud. This is profiteering off of our fucking concentration camp system, by the way. This is similar to war profiteering, like what happened with the war in Iraq and what happens with the Pentagon all the time. Hey, Nick Shirley, I got a story for you. Did you know that the Pentagon failed 8 audits in a row? Did you know they've never passed an audit? Did you know they can't account for over 60% of their money? I believe the exact number is 63% of their money. And Trump wants to give them over $1 trillion. Name any other thing in society where they fail an audit 8 times, they can't account for 63% of their money, and people still go, oh, let's give them a tremendous amount of money now. That would never happen anywhere else. It happens with the Pentagon. It happens all the time with the Pentagon. Where's your fucking investigation on the Pentagon, dipshit? Where is it? You fucking sewage pig? Where is it? You don't have one because you don't actually care about this. By the way, while we're talking about the issue of fraud, should we hold our breath for him to do the reporting on this $92 million worth of fraud in Florida? My guess is no, because it's a Republican state and Ron DeSantis runs it, and it involves Alligator Alcatraz, which these guys fucking love. There's nothing they love more than Alligator Auschwitz. So my guess is you're not going to hear about this. You're not going to see a report on the Pentagon from this doofus, from this dingbat. The other thing is, if you want to do a relevant report on the issue of fraud, well, Nick Shirley, I got some news for you. Your president, who you love and you think is the most malevolent of all the presidents, he pardoned a guy by the name of Trevor Milton. He's the founder of that company, Nikola. Okay? Turns out he committed securities fraud and wire fraud, and he misled investors about the technology that he had, this electric hydrogen truck technology. Stole a tremendous amount of money from people, went to prison for being a scam artist. Trump pardoned him. How about that for fraud? How about Eli Weinstein, who did a Ponzi scheme and wire fraud, and he did multi-million-dollar investment fraud, and his sentence was commuted by Trump in the past, and then he was just caught again on fraud, and Trump pardoned him again. He pardoned a guy who committed fraud twice. And you want to fucking shake down poor Somalis in Minnesota? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You want to talk about a dog in California? This is what I'm saying. This guy is not, he's not all there. He's low IQ. He's special needs. He shouldn't be in this position. He should be riding the short bus, okay? He should like have somebody assigned to him who's basically like a helper for the most menial of tasks, because that's all he has the cognitive ability to do. There's this guy by the name of David Gentile. He did security fraud, wire fraud, a $1.6 billion Ponzi scheme, defrauding thousands of investors. Not only did Trump pardon him, but after he pardons him, he goes, oh, you don't even need to pay restitution. Don't worry about that. So the people who lost that $1.6 billion, sorry, fuck you. You're asked out. Because Trump likes the fact that this guy's a con man and he got away with it and he's helping him out. Probably because these guys all paid Trump because he has a pay-to-play scheme for his pardons. There's got to be a big documentary on this, by the way. Not done by Nick Shirley, because he doesn't do real news. He doesn't do actual reporting. He does fake news. But there's going to be an amazing documentary at some point on this stuff where people blow the lid off all this, because what we already know is insanely devastating. How about Todd and Julie Chrisley, the reality TV stars? They did bank fraud, tax evasion, conspiracy in a $30 million scheme. Trump pardoned him. Michael Grimm, the former Republican, he was a representative. He did tax fraud, and he had other charges related to underreporting income. He got fucking pardoned too. Charles Kushner, Jared's dad, fraud, false statements, witness retaliation, tax and campaign related stuff. He got pardoned. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different examples of Trump pardoning known fraudsters. Has this asshole talked about that once? Has he talked about it once? No, he's too busy weenus gobbling the regime. That's what he's doing. He's weenus gobbling the regime day in and day out and going after Democrats left and right just because he hates Democrats. It's that simple. So just go away. Go away, bro. Like, enough already. You're not serious. You don't actually give a shit about fraud. The Pentagon is the number one example of fraud in the country. Okay? Number two is all the pardons Trump is illegally giving for all these fraudsters who he loves who are paying him. That's the second biggest story for fraud in the country. And then probably right behind that, yes, is the $92 million that just got stolen in Florida that you don't give a shit about because it's Florida and it's Ron DeSantis and you're trying to protect them, okay? But instead, you're talking about dogs in fucking California. Give me a break. Give me a break with this shit.
Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.